Hello everyone, this is Ashley Tucker. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm sharing a card that I created using the upcoming release from Pink and Maine, which comes out on the 20th of May. I started out with this rainbow die set, and I'm going to take this rainbow shape and cut it out of 6 different pieces of colored cardstock. I'm only going to be making 1 rainbow out of all of these pieces, but I could create 6. So I'm going to take all of those extra pieces and put them aside, and I can use them on future projects. In order to create my rainbow, I'm going to be using Laura Basson's technique where she traces the die and then cuts it out and then glues the pieces to that cutout. Because I traced along the outer edge of my die, I'm actually making my cut on the inside of my lines. And this is because I want this shape to be smaller than the die cuts that I cut out so that I don't see any of it. And actually the first time I cut it out, it was a little bit too big. So I went back in and I just trimmed off some around the edge, and then it was perfect. And as you can see, that piece of paper does not have to have perfect edges or anything like that because you're not going to see it. I added adhesive all over that piece of paper, and then I started laying down my different colors of the rainbow. And to create those colors of the rainbow, the cardstocks that I used are Cotton Candy, Banana, Mint, and Sea Glass, all from Simon Says Stamp, Pineapple Bliss from Bazzill, and GRAPESICLE from Cardstock Warehouse. I really wanted to make a pastel colored rainbow, and I think that these colors worked really well for that. Next, I took out this stamp set, which is called Bright Side, and I picked out a sentiment and put it in my Misti tool. I'm stamping that sentiment with Gina K Designs Dusty Rose ink onto some cotton candy cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. Next, I took all of the clouds from that stamp set and I put them onto some acrylic blocks, and I started stamping them along the background using Versamark ink. Using just the Versamark ink, you get a really nice subtle watermark background, but I'm actually going to do something later that makes it stand out a little bit more. I used my ATG gun and I adhered this background onto an A2 size card base. Using my T-square ruler and a white gel pen, I added a border around the edge of the card. To make that background stand out just a little bit more, I took my white Prismacolor pencil and I filled in all of those clouds. I used a very light pressure while filling in these clouds because I wanted them to still be very subtle. If you want them to be darker, I still recommend using a light pressure, but adding more layers of that color, and that will give you a brighter white. I added some foam tape to the back of my rainbow, and then I popped it up on the card. Now that pink background is actually the same cardstock that I used for the pink and the rainbow, but because of the dimension with the foam tape, you can see the difference between the two things. Next, I took the Bright Side die set and I cut out 2 of these little clouds. I cut those out of some scrap Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, and then I popped them up on the ends of my rainbow. This card could be done at this point, especially if you like a more minimalistic look, but I always like to add a little bit of extra sparkle, especially when I'm working with rainbows. So the first thing that I did is I took my glossy accents and I added a little bit of that along the edges of the cloud. And then I took Unicorn Dust glitter from Simon Says Stamp and I sprinkled that over the top of the glossy accents, and it sticks right to it. Now, I wasn't a fan of the texture that I was getting from that glossy accents because it was kind of rounded and bubbly, so I just took my Tim Holtz craft pick and I kind of pressed down those areas so that they were a little bit less bubbled up. To add even more sparkle, I took my Wink of Stella glitter brush and I went over the entire rainbow. I really love the look of this pastel rainbow on that pink background. I think it's really dreamy. The last thing that I did to finish up this card is I took some Moonshine sequins from Simon Says Stamp and I spread them across the card randomly, and then I glued them down using my Gina K Designs Connect glue, and I used my tweezers in order to help me pick them up. And here's a closer look at that finished card, and you can really see all of that gorgeous sparkle. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed this card design using Pink and Main's upcoming release. All of the supplies that I used for this card can be found in the description down below. If you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can see all of my future videos. I come out with new card videos every single week, and I'm going to be back with another one really soon. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a good day today.